Great, so we're picking up with step 4 of our Virtual World Framework Sandbox tutorial. In this step, we've already set up the environment. We've got all the collision proxies put together. What we're going to do is write a little bit of code to cause a pop-up graphic to appear when the object collides with the proxies here, when the player collides with them. Before I can get to writing the code, though, I've got to create the image that is going to appear. So to do that, I want to start by making sure nothing is selected. You can tell because it says no selection on the bottom corner here. You'll also see if I try to pull up the properties for no selection, it's just going to disappear. It won't let me because there's nothing selected. So that's good. What I want to do is find the drop-down menu that says Create, GUI Elements, and then Image. So there it is. You'll see this little thing appeared on the screen. It can be hard to see because it doesn't have an image assigned to it yet. It's just an empty box. But if I mouse over it, you should find it right around the center of your screen. Click it once, it'll get a dark blue border, and you'll know it's selected. You can see the status bar says Selected Image 1. What I want to do is set some graphic for that image object. So, just like everything else, I'm going to open the Properties panel. You'll see the image URL is nothing. I'm going to go ahead and click on the image URL, and it's going to present me with a list of images. Now, this server doesn't currently have any images installed on it. That's okay, because I'm going to ask you to do this manually. There's a plus button, and that plus button is going to allow us to put in a URL. The proper URL is in your document. I'm going to copy and paste it here. I recommend you do the same. Alright, that looks good. When I close it, look, now we have a little tiny image here. Let's make it larger. We can adjust the width and the height with the width and height sliders. I'm going to try to keep the aspect ratio, looking kind of reasonable. You can also set its position on the screen in percent by moving the translation X, Y, and Z settings under the Transform tab there. So I'm going to set this to a reasonable position. And I'm going to go ahead and get it to kind of cover the whole screen. Okay, great. That looks perfect. But what we want to do is we want to make this pop up, and it's kind of in our way. So under Flags and Properties, I'm just going to toggle the Visible checkbox, and it will disappear. Perfect. All right. Finally, we need to add some code. The code is going to go on the rover object. So we are going to select the rover by clicking on it. And you'll note again, the rover's name is a player. Remember back in step 2, we named it player. This is player here. I'm going to open the script editor. And the script editor is where we're going to add code. We're going to do very simple code today. What I want to do is I want to create a new method to respond to the system's collision event. These are sort of suggestions for you. One of them is collision. So if I click it, it'll prompt me, do I want to create a new function? Yes, I do. Great. So now I've got some code that is responding to the system's collision event. The code we're going to add is this dot scene dot find node. And you notice it's asking me to find the node by its name, and that name was image 1. Dot visible equals true. So that code looks good. You'll notice there's no little icons on the side here showing me that I've got a syntax error. You'll note that if I did have some sort of syntax error like this, I would get a little X on that line showing me that there's something wrong. So we want to make sure that we get that code correct. I'm going to hit Save Method, and the red border will disappear, letting me know that the code has been saved and applied to this object successfully. I think that's it. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and turn off this persistent collision proxy display by going to Rendering and Toggle Physics Display. I'm going to deselect the rover, and let's try this out. Let me go ahead and activate my camera. Remember, we placed this camera object here earlier. To activate the camera while you're in the editor, you can go to Camera, the drop-down menu, Activate Camera, and then choose Camera 1. Now we're looking out of Camera 1. When I hit play, I can start to drive. You'll notice I do have to kind of get focus into the window so that the keyboard will work, just like any application. You'll know that the window has focus because it's got this blue border. I'm driving my rover around, and I can pick these things up. Perfect. But if I get too close to the rocks, I crashed. Try again. So that's perfect. Very simple. Let's do it again. And you'll note if I keep going ahead, I'm going to collide. Yeah, I collided. Sorry, you crashed. Try again. Perfect. Okay, so we've got a very simple working game. This is going very well. What I want to do is exit now and publish this environment so that it can be tested and played by other people. To do that, I want to start by saving it. Now, it's saved automatically, but it's not going to hurt for us to go to File and then Save Now. Then we can just use the back button or change our URL back to the home page to leave. And yes, I do want to leave this page. I want to go to Worlds and find my world. If you hit the back button, it'll get you to there directly, depending on where you were before. But I'm going to go to the landing page for my world here. And what I want to do is I want to publish it. So to do that, I'm going to find the settings link, and I want to publish the world. I do not want to allow editor tools. I do want the world to be single player in this case because this is a single player game, and I don't want to use the default camera. I want to use camera 1. So let's save that. Now I can go ahead and click it to run the game. And you'll see we don't get the GUI interface, we don't get the editor. We're going to be looking through camera 1, and then we can play. Let's try it out. Perfect. So we're looking through camera 1. I can use WASD to drive the rover. I can pick up these objects. Got it. And I have to be careful to avoid these rocks. Oh, I hit the rock. I got a little bit too close. I may have placed these too close. Let's refresh and try it again. We didn't add all the logic to reset the game and all of that. Obviously, you could go a little bit farther with this and keep a score or a time or something like that. But I think we've done enough for one day. Let me just see if I can't pick up the radio without hitting the rock. I have to get pretty close to it. I need to move that rock. Well, that's what I get for not designing that more carefully. Anyway, that about covers it. You can share this link with people, and they can play your copy of the game. You can come back to the server later and build something different if you so desire.